Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing an EIKWM France Deck G45 game with Toolden, Minen Papin, and Thatcher. I see Field Watchman, so looks like a good first pick. Not sure what else I would take. The rest of the pack's actually pretty weak, so Rancher coming back would be good. So like Scholar, Livestock Expert maybe get picked. Rancher might get picked too. In which case we're getting Real Estate Agent or Mushroom Collector or something like that. Rancher and Real Estate Agent in the same pack are kind of interesting because like they compete with each other, but I'm obviously gonna first pick Field Watchman, so don't need to think too much beyond that. So something the Field Watchman does pretty well is he gets food pretty efficiently. So I kind of like this pack is not great either. I could take Cooking Instructor here, and if I take Cooking Instructor, then every time someone else builds a fireplace or a cooking hearth, it lets me bake bread. Otherwise, I could take Animal Buyer, buy animals at the end of the game, use all my food pretty efficiently. I think I kind of like the idea of this Cooking Instructor. Although 1 grain to 2 food is not a fantastic conversion. The cooking hearth you like a lot better. And it doesn't really work that well on the ovens because I like baking the ovens. Do I want to take an unreliable bread baking card, or do I want to take something a lot more reliable like Animal Buyer or Manufacturer or Storehouse Minder? Manufacturer I have a hard time with because of Field Watchman. Don't think they go together super well. Storehouse Minder, similar issue. Don't get on Reedstone Food all that well. Although Field Watchman does like getting the clay action to feed Storehouse Minder. Let's try Cooking Instructor. I've never really seriously considered it. Let's see if we can make it work. Not taking Vine Dresser, not taking Potter, not taking Clay Plasterer. Probably not Stroller. Probably I'm taking Crop Rotator or Animal Dealer. Those 2 cards are pretty good. Drawing Genius to play Major Improvement Ovens is not bad, but like Drawing Genius lets you build the clay oven when 1 stone comes out, for example, which is not atrocious. And you take a vegetable, build stone oven, that kind of thing. But Crop Rotator is pretty nice for vegetables, so I think we just take Crop Rotator. It's a very solid card. This is where the good cards are. Old Hiker is good. Village Fool is good. Organized Handyman is good. Miller is good with Field Watchman. I'd be happy getting any of these. I think the rest of my cards are pretty weak, so I think I'm going to take Village Fool here and just say, hey, I'm going to throw away most of my cards because I bet the occupation that comes back is not too strong. Yeah. Man, I wish I'd seen this pile earlier. There probably was some good stuff in it. Old Hiker I like. Organized Handyman I like. Miller I like. Miller's actually just like a much better cooking instructor because when people take one grain, then I can actually bake with my baking improvements, like with my cooking hearth or my oven, for example. But I think we'll take Village Fool. Interesting. Both the use lots of spaces are gone, which tells me I'm gonna have competition for my field watchman early, or at least on the plow. There's gonna be action on the plow and field space. We'll take livestock expert. So with Village Fool, we're really happy taking cards that, you know what? I'm never playing livestock expert. I might actually need to play Stonebreaker. With Village Fool, we want to take cards that are situationally good, but that if we don't use them, if that situation doesn't arrive, then we're happy just throwing them away. And this pick, not martial artist because of Village Fool, animal buyer or storehouse minder. I like storehouse minder. I like animal buyer. Let's take storehouse minder. I think this card is pretty solid. And clay plaster, potter, or stroller. I think we take clay plaster. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take stroller. If I'm going to play stroller or storehouse minder, I'd rather play storehouse minder. Clay plaster I'll take just in case I hit like some good miner that works with it. Um, hmm. This pile's pretty unexciting. Twibble and Twivel is pretty good, although with Storehouse Minder it is a little bit more difficult to get out. I could take something like Piggy Bank. Piggy Bank to let myself build the stone oven. There's also Animal Trap. Yeah, I think we could take Piggy Bank here. Twibble and Twivel Twibble and Twivel is really solid, but it doesn't really work with Storehouse Minder. But I guess if I'm playing Piggy Bank, I'm not playing Storehouse Minder either. So which would I rather have, Piggy Bank or Twibble and Twivel? I think I'll take Piggy Bank. The ability to build an oven without using the action in stage 2 is pretty solid. Okay, well, there's Grain Cart, and that is obviously fantastic. We also have Baking Tray. I don't know if I want to pass Baking Tray just because it encourages other people to compete with me for the ovens, but passing Grain Cart also will encourage people to go for the ovens. Grain Cart is a fantastically solid card, and actually, with Grain Cart, I'm less concerned about plowing a bunch of fields early. Like if I could do 2 fields early, that's more than enough because going back with Grain Cart, it'll just make it a really ridiculously efficient action. This pick, a couple useful cards here. I think probably we're not taking Ox Goad. I have better ways to plow, namely Field Watchman. Could take Brushwood Roof. We could take Clockwork Man. We could take Dough. We could take Cooking Corner. We could take Straw. Bunch of fairly solid cards. I'm I'm not sure what I should be taking here. Do I take brushwood roof and think about building a big house with clay plasterer? Yeah, I think that's the way we can go. This pick, supply exchange with storehouse minder in hand is quite solid. Yeah, Ox Team is a good card, but I don't really care to play it. Cops, I don't know if I'm actually going to focus on sewing. So yeah, supply exchange seems like a fairly solid pick in this situation. And then Madonna statue for piggy bank, grain cart, brushwood roof. Looks good. Don't really need any of the rest of these. And then this pick is pretty weak. I could building materials just to get the clay for storehouse minder, but I'd rather take lots of clay. Like, I'd rather 4 clay, put 1 on the storehouse minder, 3 for the clay oven, for example. I think we could take Schnapps Distillery here with crop rotator, and we should have fairly early fields from Field Watchman. There's a chance that we get enough vegetables to make Schnapps Distillery work. Now, you know what? That's not going to happen. We'll just take building materials. Schnapps Distillery is just too expensive. And I'm pretty surprised Clockwork Man came back. It's a solid card. Manure is pretty good. I think we just take manure here. Manure lets us trigger crop rotator an extra time or two. So maybe I should have taken Schnapps Distillery, but I might have a hard enough time just hitting 4 vegetables, let alone 6 or 7. And you really want to hit 7 for Schnapps Distillery to be worth it. And not just hit 7, but hit 7 and not want to eat vegetables. Like, not have it just be better to just eat them normally. So we start in 4th. So actually with supply exchange, and piggy bank, I'm not so concerned. Like, I don't mind a 3 wood into piggy bank start. So one of the reasons I don't like Boîte de Jeu, I screwed this game up so badly. In my last action, round 13, I needed defense because this green player, I didn't expect them to reno fence. When I was planning out the round with my 3rd move, I didn't expect the green player would reno fence because he had no wood in his supply. But then he took wood with his last action. I missed it, and then I followed up by playing Mason. And that obviously should have been a fence action, and it means that I'm not going to spend this 13 wood in my supply, which basically means I'm going to lose because of it. There's still a chance that I can beat this purple player because they don't have that many points in the last round, but if they get a massive plow sow action, which they might, that's a problem. So I had to reno, and I get Mason later. But yeah, that's just one of the reasons I don't love playing on Boîte de Jeu, just because like if I'm at work or whatever, I want to be able to just pick up the action and do it and not have to like check through everyone's farms individually and double check their actions, which I should do more of, but I don't know, I just get tired of it. Mine and Poppin has Scrounger. Alright. So as predicted, we get the 3 wood start. That's fine. And second pick cooking instructor. I don't know if it'll work, but I think we're gonna try to make it work with field watchman, so that we can, it's gonna let us do some pseudo bakes. Like grain to 2 food is pretty weak, so doing that with cooking instructor is not good. But once people start building cooking hearst, then grain to 3 food without an action is totally fine. But you know what? If I throw it away with Village Fool, I won't be too upset. So could go either way here. Oh, this is annoying. Mine and Poppin gonna start player. So unfortunately, no piggy bank in round 1. So we'll go ahead, grab 2 clay. So mine and Poppin will probably start, probably Reedstone Food. So I will Occupation and play. Major Minor came out. So I could go for the first fireplace. If I go for the first fireplace, that'll help feed my piggy bank. So I could fireplace and start player supply exchange here. Or I could play Field Watchman. I think with Piggy Bank, which way am I going with Piggy Bank is the question. If I'm going to second action Piggy Bank, then first action should not be Field Watchman. First action is going to be 3 wood. Alright. So we'll do 3 wood into start player Piggy Bank and then get Reedstone Food. Yeah, and we'll play Storehouse Minder and Piggy Bank. And if we don't play Field Watchman until like round 5 or whatever, if we have grain cart out before we start doing our Field Watchman fields, that would be pretty solid. Like the great thing about Field Watchman is once we've played grain cart, and if it's like 2 rounds before Piggy Bank comes in, then we get to do some cool stuff. Ooh, Thatcher plays Outrider. Okay, so Thatcher probably took I thought Rancher, but maybe not Rancher. And then Toolden plays Barbecue Man. Alright, so Toolden laying claim to the first fireplace. Outrider saying, Thatcher's basically saying, I'm going to sow bake whenever the sow bake action comes out to get a grain field sowed. And mine and Poppin going to start player play Twibble and Twivel. Okay. Well, if I want to play Piggy Bank, the time is running out, but 2 read is a very solid action, so I won't complain about getting 2 read. So this looks like I'm just going to go for first family growth. That's what my opponents are giving me, so that's what I should go for. Also, I'm surprised Twibble and Twivel went as late as it did. That card's really good. Really good. I wonder if these two are both planning on not building wood rooms. Because we've got Walrus Hunter, Barbecue Man, and Outrider. So Toolden, I assume Toolden has some food payoff. Like guest room or something like that. And if not guest room, maybe grotto. Something. Well, this is a pretty weak move, but sheep's coming out in round 4. So I think what we do is we first action 3 food here, because this might be a bit of a food tight game. Thatcher's going to sow bake with his second action. First action, maybe occupation. Not sure. I do want to get my storehouse minder out. And since Mine and Poppin is the person I'm competing most with for the first room, it looks like, I have no problem giving that up. Thatcher going to first move chicken coop. Okay, that's pretty annoying. So apparently I'm just never going to get on start player this game. Because Mine and Poppin did it twice, and then Thatcher's doing it with his first move in round 3. Well, maybe I second action major minor supply exchange. I can do that. And I guess chicken coop is pretty solid in this game. I did just say that I think it's going to be kind of food limited, so that is a thing for sure. Means it's probably unlikely that I get cheap occupation in round 4, and I really would like my first occupation to be on cheap occupation, especially in a game that I think is going to be food tight. But playing Storehouse Minder and not getting the stone on there is like, there's no point in playing it if you're going to do that. So I guess I could Village Fool. That's the other thing I could do. I could play Village Fool here and start throwing away cards like Storehouse Minder. Nah, I think we're going to play Storehouse Minder. I think it's worth playing. So we'll go ahead and play Major Minor Supply Exchange. Twilden builds 2 stables in round 3. Well, this is kind of cool. He's going to set up boar breeding. I like this. I don't know if I love Barbecue Man. There was Huntsman's Rifle. Now, I guess Huntsman's Rifle doesn't work with breeding boar. It does work with Walrus Hunter, but it doesn't work with breeding boar. So, Twilden focusing on getting his boar breeding. That's interesting. Really interesting to me. Also, there's a couple good resource actions, so I might get cheap occupation. Fishing to get the boar breeding, sure. And then Mine and Poppin's got 6 clay, 4 wood. Those are both great actions. So I could 4 wood here, but I like the idea of getting my occupation out. And then if Mine and Poppin does not build a room, decides to be greedy, I can start player building materials to jump and build the first room in round 5. Actually, I don't even need start player building materials. I can just start player and play anything, and I get first room. Start player piggy bank even works. Don't know if piggy bank is good in this game, though, with sheep coming round 4. It'll probably depend on whether I get family growth in round 5 or not. Piggy bank works at the end of each work phase. And 6 food. So if I play it round 5, earliest it comes out is round 10. If I play it now, it comes out at the end of round 9. End of round 9 is not a bad time for the stone oven, assuming that I've got a grain cart, grain proc off at that point. Interesting. So mine and Poppin goes for the read. Maybe gonna try to double build. I mean, this is gonna let me start player into 6 wood or build a room myself. So we're gonna do that, and we will play piggy bank. And then put a stone and a wood on Minder. And round 6 is Reno, so we will happily take 6 wood. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't increase stone here. I should increase reed so that I could double build. I don't know if I can afford to double build. I do want to play grain cart. What's my second move here? I think my second move is probably Field Watchman, because I want to get my grain cart out and start hitting the grain cart. So I need a second occupation to be able to do that. Because I assume mine and Poppin will build a room. Oh, that was silly. I should have put a read on the Minder. I was thinking, oh, I already have 2 read. I don't need a 4th read early, but 4th read early would actually be pretty nice. Oh, very cool. All right, here we go. This is what Toolden's been setting up for. Master Tanner. So he can second action start player to secure the first family growth. Excellent. Also, it hurts the Twibble and Twivel because it's basically saying, I am not going to build wood rooms. Unless he's going to build multiple. But probably not going to build any rooms. First not garbage card in the game. Maybe occupation. I don't know. Master Tanner is fine. It's not about the power of the cards. It's how you make them work, right? Toolden gonna start player granary. All right. So I think, especially with Toolden going for that first room, my game is now setting up my grain engine. So I should focus on getting grain cart out and starting to bake. If my if this round 6 is grain cart and take 3 grain in a field, that's fine. I can eat a raw grain for my piggy, and then in round 7 I could potentially build a clay oven, which seems fine. Alternatively, I could do something like reedstone food to piggy, and then collect the 2 stone on here to build the stone oven after. But that's like that's 4 moves, right? So reedstone food, take grain, play grain cart, play stone oven. That's my 4 actions right there. I could make it work. So reedstone food, play grain cart, play stone, take grain, play stone oven. The problem with that is it relies on me getting major minor round 7, which I might not do. That might get blocked. But the alternative would be build the clay oven, and the clay oven requires a clay grab. We're gonna try this, I think. Let's see if we can make this work. We also have Thatcher, who might take 4 clay here. Yeah. And Thatcher could easily go for the clay oven. And the problem is, if we play grain cart with this next move, then Thatcher will not have access to a major minor action. So then Thatcher will be directly competing with us. That's a problem. Yeah, this is not looking good. I could play cooking instructor. So if I play grain cart, first action grain cart here, take grain. But the thing is, as soon as I take grain next round, Thatcher responds by playing his oven. So I need to get the cooking instructor out before. If we do this, we'll play grain cart here. If we don't feed the piggy, we could eat 3 raw grain next round. But what would I do with my second action if I don't feed the piggy? I don't know. I think we're going to keep feeding the piggy. We're going to be kind of greedy here. This is quite greedy, but we'll see if we can make it work. If it doesn't work, we might be able to make something work with cooking instructor. Or with fishing. I mean, there'll be 3 food on fishing. Now, Toolded will want those 3 food, but... Ooh, Thatcher builds the well on Reno. Okay, that works. That works really well. So we're not competing with him for major minor in round 7. Beautiful. So I wonder what Thatcher has that he's decided not to build any wood rooms. It's kind of an interesting decision. Man, I don't know why Tolden's complaining. He's got a great start here. I mean, round 7 family growth was bad for him, but he has the best feeding of anyone in the game so far. Mine and Poppin should take the 6 wood. Don't agonize. Just take the 6 wood. It's a good move. Unless he knows what Thatcher has. But I mean, I'm sitting here with 0 food in my supply. Like, there's no way I can build and start player. So we'll see if he recognizes that. It's more of a question of what will Thatcher do, I guess. Yeah, so it really sucks having to pass these great resource actions to my opponents, but setting up your feeding engine I think is more important. And this is a game where I need a great feeding engine. Thatcher goes for the wood. I wonder how Thatcher is planning to grow. I assume he's planning to grow somehow, because if he's not, then that's kind of a bit of a fail of a game. So yeah, we're just hoping to get Major Minor back here. And Mine and Poppin might Major Minor, might Occupation, might Reedstone Food. It's not like there's a whole ton of great moves. Doesn't need to start player. No need for him to start player. He gets to Family Growth next round very easily. So I think I should now be planning to build 2 rooms in round 9 and Family Growth round 9 as well. Beautiful. Well, this worked out way better than I thought it was going to. Two stone from Minder. So I can't believe that worked out. I really thought with Thatcher building going for the grain field as early as he did, I thought for sure Thatcher is gonna go for an oven, but decided not to. Looks like he's going for an early stone reno strategy. So I guess I did pass Scholar. So what else did he have aside from Scholar that's making him want to do this? I'm not sure. I don't think I passed him anything else. Maybe he got like Officer or something. First pick Officer. Mine and Papin gonna play Occupation Manufacturer. Yeah, so this is quite nice. We've been quite nice to Mine and Papin. The fact that we're not pressuring Family Growth at all means he gets to play Manufacturer before going on Family Growth, which is quite nice. I think I'm gonna double build, so I can collect 2 reed and 3 wood in order to do that. So I just need to make sure I'm ahead of Thatcher. That's all I really care about. So let's plow a field again. Set up for our bake action in round 9. Because I assume we're going to piggy bank build the stone oven. And if we don't, or clay oven, and if we don't piggy bank build the clay oven, we need to be able to plow sow. Or to sow bake, sorry. Thatcher's playing Occupation Scholar. Well, we assumed that was the case. Now, what is the Scholar going to play? Did he first pick Silo Girl? First pick Plow Driver? Probably not Silo Girl, probably not Plow Driver. Maybe first pick Noble? Because, yeah, you wouldn't play Outrider if you had Silo Girl. You wouldn't play Plow Driver and Outrider together. Well, you wouldn't have gone for the grain early, I don't think. This is a weird game. Really weird game. Mine and Poppin gets the family growth. Yeah, Basket Maker's Workshop here. Nice. I would like to be able to let the wood continue to accumulate, but the reed accumulating is not really worth anything, because after I build these 2 rooms, I'm only going to need, you know, 1 more reed beyond that, so that's not really worth anything. Reedstone food. I could sow bake with this action, but sow bake with piggy bank building, assuming piggy bank will clay oven, that's kind of awkward. That doesn't really work super well. So I could just reedstone food, 2 wood, 4 clay. Guess we'll just take 4 clay, sure. 4 clay is a fine move. And then F to piggy. So I'll put an F to the piggy and take reed from Storehouse Minder. And then next round I can take wood and then build 3 rooms. So we have Thatcher renovating. We assumed that was going to be the case. Reno carp pond. So it's possible somebody builds the clay oven here. If they do, I probably have to switch away from build into Reno or build into family growth to build into sow bake. So has the Storehouse Minder been worth it? If I take the wood and the reed here, I'm inclined to say no, because then I'm just going to be accumulating clay. And the Minder giving me, you know, 2 wood, a stone, and a reed is, it's okay. 2 wood, a stone, and a reed is fine, but the fact that you have to wait for it, you don't get it all right away, it's kind of annoying. I mean, the clay is relevant if I want to build like the pottery or something. Scholar gonna build supply exchange. Sure. Maybe gonna go for a stone room? Potentially. Or just playing supply exchange to because of Scrounger. Supply exchange is actually going to go around a lot in a game with Scrounger. Two rooms. So this has actually worked out ridiculously well. I'm fortunate that Thatcher did not decide to build the clay oven. If he did, I would be totally screwed. Totally screwed. But yeah, I guess when I saw Twibble and Twibble went to mine and pop in, that was a pretty strong indicator that these two are not planning to build wood rooms themselves, which certainly weakens the card a lot. Because the nice thing about Twibble and Twibble is that usually it gives you like a food per round for like 4 rounds or something, or 5 rounds generally. But not in this game, which is unusual. Family growth, play something. Brushwood roof, no. Building material, I guess. Get a wood. So I'm either getting pottery or clay oven. So family growth is the correct decision either way, I guess. Because if I get the pottery, it's another 2 food, and then I eat 1 raw grain is fine. So mine and Poppin setting up to build another clay room. So that just means I'm going to have to family growth ahead of him next round. What animal breeding cards did I see that encouraged Toolden to do this? I'm not sure if there were any in particular that I can remember. I am quite behind on wood, so I'm going to have to take wood pretty aggressively for the rest of the game. I also want to play my village fool next round because, yeah, cooking instructor, clay plasterer, brushwood roof, manure. Can probably throw away those 4. Mine and Poppin builds the pottery. Sure, no problem. So that means we get the clay oven, and that if we get any extra clay, we can use it for other stuff. So F2 piggy end of work phase. Clay oven, bake 3. And then feed 5. Well, didn't expect to build the stone oven and then the clay oven and then free clay oven, but it was kind of the reverse of what I expected. But I can't complain. Obviously, it's worked out pretty well. Animal trap. So he does have the well. All right. So 3 wood looks good. Yeah, grain cart is a fantastic card. Basically, grain cart. I can throw grain cart away for Madonna statue after only 1 more grain grab. Although I don't know, I might do 2 more. But I'm just thinking if I do 1 more grain grab, I can still sow 3 and bake 1 and have plenty of grain for and have plenty of food for the next 2 harvests. Like I have enough food for the next harvest already, which is kind of crazy. But I also want to play Village Fool here, so I'll play Village Fool first. And I have Crop Rotator, so I could Madonna's statue grain cart on family growth. But you know what? I don't really have other improvements to play, so I'll hold Madonna's statue and use it for start player later in the game. Don't need to play it here. Oh, so there's Animal Trap. Animal Trap's a solid card. Cattle, grain, cattle, fantastic. Fantastic income. The fact that you have to build a well is a cost for sure. Because the well is usually fairly hotly contested. And then there's my Village Fool. So second pick Cooking Instructor, not looking so good now. Well, I didn't know I was going to get Piggy Bank. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to get Piggy Bank, and I did pass the baking tray around, so I wonder where the baking tray ended up. Wonder if Thatcher was going to build the ovens, plan to build the ovens with his scholar plus baking tray. Might have been thinking along those lines. No imp. Yeah, I want to toss Brushwood Roof. I don't want to play it. I'll toss Cooking Instructor. Scholar's going to play an Auk. Thatcher plays Livestock Expert. So he's going to double the number of cattle that he has. So he gets a second cattle. So that's pretty weak. It does breed his cattle one round earlier, but I mean he was going to breed in round 13 anyways. So I guess I want to see like maybe he first picked Milking Hand, and then he's built his game around a fairly strong Milking Hand, trying for 3 points off of it. Guess I could build a fifth room with clay plaster plus brushwood roof, or even just taking the reed. Probably taking the reed is easier than taking the wood. Yeah, that's not a bad option actually. Go for a 5-room stone house. And I get the clay. I have enough clay already, actually, because my clay plasterer needs only 4 clay in order to be able to reno and build a room. Yeah, it's not a bad move. It'll probably be easier than taking a bunch of wood, honestly, because the game's going to be pretty wood tight, so probably filling more spaces with pastures and rooms is a good idea, generally. Plus, I don't care about start player at all. Ooh, mine and poppin' first action vegetable. Interesting. Well, there's my Cooking Instructor. I first action take 3 wood. Because this game for me is going to be decided by how much wood can I get out. How many fences can I build? And how early. That's pretty much what's going to decide how well I do this in this game. So we're happy taking a grain. Oh, Thatcher, start player. Oh, Ox Team, of course. Forgot about that. Okay, yeah, that works. That's way better. Way better. And he likes whatever this action space is. He likes Plowsow or Family Growth. Likes Family Growth better. He really wants Family Growth. Julian says, good plan. I don't think it will be a winning plan. Yeah, I kind of agree with Thatcher. Don't know if it's a winning plan, but it is a plan. These moves are all pretty terrible. So I could take 2 reed if I think grain will be uncontested, which I think it is. I don't see any reason why Thatcher or Toulden would take the grain because they already have grain, and mine and Poppin is going to family growth, I assume. Probably family growth joinery. So Thatcher gonna build a cooking hearth with that clay grab. Uses Scholar to build a cooking hearth so he can eat his cattle. I don't care about a cooking hearth. I don't need one. I can bake. If I'm gonna use my clay to build a cooking improvement, it's just strictly for points. Mine and Poppin going to family growth crooked plow. Okay, so plow's fairly plentiful in this game. I'll grab my grain here. Grain in a field. We'll do our sow bake here. Oh, Toulden decided to sow. Okay, that's fine. I can do something different. I need to start getting stone. I do need a reedstone food action. I need at least 1 reedstone food action. So I think reedstone food here is fine. Yeah, because I need, if I'm going to build another room and then reno twice. So yeah, my reed is good now. So I want to take a vegetable before I do a sow bake action, but I also want to reno and grow. So I need to play clay plasterer. I need to reno. I need to build a room. I need to grow. That's my whole entire round here. If I'm gonna grow in round 12, which is probably worth doing. The question is, does it mean I'm not going to get on sow bake in round 13? Because if I don't get on sow bake in round 13, then I'm really in trouble. It also means I'm forgoing a whole round of getting wood. It also means I'm forgoing a whole round of like taking vegetables and everything. I think I probably can't grow this round. I think it's going to be too many actions. I think I'm going to... Do I take wood here? Can I afford to take wood, or should I take wood later? I think I could take wood here. I think I take wood, take vegetables, and then... Take wood, take vegetable, and then occupation clay plaster as my final action. Or sorry, take wood, take vegetable, sow bake, and then occupation clay plaster. Unless mine and Poppin start players, in which case I don't need to. I could plan to sow bake with my first action next round, and then I could clay plaster and reno this round. We'll see what happens. Thatcher's the only person who really wants sow bake, and then he takes vegetable. Okay, that's unfortunate. I really wanted to get that vegetable for my crop rotator. Well, I still have time to get the vegetable. I think what I'll do is I'll play my clay plasterer here. And then I can always sow bake with a late action if it looks like I need to. Because the only person who wants sow bake is Thatcher. So we'll see where the start player's token ends up. Toolden going to start player straw here. Yes, okay. Toolden doesn't want sow bake. Toolden wants family growth. So if Toolden family growth, then mine and Poppin will probably plow sow, and then I can first action sow bake next round. There's also a bunch of good animal grabs that I'm foregoing. I could reno and then... No, I can't fence because Toolden fenced. So I could fence first action next round. But if I fence first action, what are the odds that all these great animal actions come back? Not very good, I don't think. So we'll take the 3 clay and reno fireplace at the cost of 4 clay, 1 reed. So I think I sow bake here. Or I could take grain and then first action sow bake next round. Yeah, I guess if I take grain, then I can bake 3. Or I might, or if I sow bake now, I'll sow 2. Bake 2, and that gets me enough for this harvest, but then I absolutely will need another sow bake in the last round. Which I guess with crop rotator I want that anyways, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't even know if I'll get a vegetable next round. Yeah, let's take this grain. Okay. Oh, did I never, I announced that I tossed brushwood roof, right? I gotta actually toss it. Toss manure. I also kind of need stone. If I'm gonna hit a stone house, which I want to with Stonebreaker, I need 3 stone and then 2 stone. That's quite a bit of stone. However, Toolden doesn't really care about renovating, not on his 2-room house, and Thatcher has already renovated, and mine and Papin has all the resources he needs to renovate to that, so yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing just fine. Yeah, we should be able to get 3 stone and 2 stone next round. So we're gonna, if we family growth here, it's build a room and then family growth. Man, I need even more actions. I need even more actions than what I got, which is crazy. Also, mine and Poppin just first action took grain or took vegetable again. That sucks. He might sow with his second action, so I should bake here. I need to. Yeah, unfortunately I need to. And I'm passing Thatcher plow sow, which is really nice of me. Really nice of me. Oh well, nothing to be done about that. Nothing I can do. So crop rotator is like a sow action in the last round in that I can sow a vegetable for each for my grain fields, but I will only have at most 1 vegetable, so it looks like we're tossing crop rotator around 14. Do I need to take 3 stone here? I could fence to start getting animals. If I'm gonna hit Scrounger, which I'm not gonna hit Scrounger right now. The only way I hit Scrounger, yeah, I don't have enough clay, actually. I don't have enough anything to hit Scrounger. So I'm gonna gamble that I'm gonna get 4 stone next round in order to be able to build another room. So in that case, what should I do with this move? Mine and Poppin wants to reno fence. Mine and Poppin wants to reno fence. Man, building this room cost me a lot of points. Because I could fence here and go for the 2 boar, but I'm pretty sure as soon as I fence, Thatcher will take the boar. So I'm not getting the boar either way. So we should build a room. We should take 7 food traveling players. We could take an animal. We could take the boar ourselves for 2 points. Two food, 2 points. And then build a room and then family growth. Play Madonna statue, return piggy bank and grain cart. Then we toss crop rotator at the start of round 14, and even if they try to block our renos, we have Stonebreaker to get around that. If I get to a stone house, I'll have a pretty solid score. Toolden plays, I assume this is start player sofa to get plow sow in the last round. Thing is, it looks like Toolden and Thatcher are not getting the Scrounger bonus. Unless I'm missing something. Toolden would have to dedicate 2 actions to it, which is pretty difficult. Now Toolden obviously has much better animal score than me. Got good points from miners, which is nice. Mine and Poppin also has a good major score. 2H. Why is he eating so many animals? Oh, I see. He's paying for everything at once, right? 14, and then he feeds 8. Yeah. So he does remember about Child's Toy. Good. I wondered about that. If he was going to remember Child's Toy. Because sometimes people forget. I could build 4 stables here if I don't think I'm going to get a fence action in the last round. But I'll get a fence action in the last round. Just as long as mine and Poppin doesn't take 3 stone here. If he takes 3 stone, then I'll be kind of annoyed. He did play Rock Pyramid, so I might think 3 stone and then take Reed maybe to build a stone room. Don't see that being worth it for him. I guess if I don't get to Reno, then I will hit the Scrounger bonus. So the difference between Renovation and Scrounger is only 2 points. So that's not all that much. I also have 12 grain, so I can eat. I don't need a bake action in the last round. I can eat a whole bunch of other stuff. Mine and Pappin plays Mason. Nice. Oh yeah, there you go. That's how you trigger Rock Pyramid. So I will go ahead and build a room here. I wonder if mine and Poppin will Reno with this last move. No, there's no way, no reason for him to give up on Reno fence in the last round. Unless he fences with this move. Thatcher's got Animal Buyer. Yeah, that's a solid card here. Very solid card. So he eats a cattle by a pair of sheep. Nice. Yeah, Thatcher's had a nice game. He's buying boar. I would not buy boar here because you can get boar. You hit the second threshold of boar by buying in round 14. So you could buy sheep here and hit the second threshold of sheep. Now maybe he's looking at it and saying, I don't have enough space to hold all of those different animals. That might be the analysis. Cook a cattle, feed 6, breed. So he's going to go... I guess he only needs to feed 6, okay. So that's how he buys 2 boar. So he should end up with 1 food next round, it looks like, by my analysis. Madonna statue. Toss away even more cards. And feed 9. Toss crop rotator. Crop rotator is only a pay a food for a point card at this point, so not worth playing. Stonebreaker theoretically could be worth something. So it looks like we're doing first action 4 stone. 4 stone into taking wood into fencing probably. Come on, Thatcher, you got to be a bit more on the ball. Lord of the Manor. So how many categories is he hitting? Maybe cattle and grain, but nothing else at the moment. Yeah, the fact that he's not able to fence a little bit more is really painful with Lord of the Manor. It's a ton of points for that extra pasture. So it looks like he hits grain and fields and maybe cattle. But the cattle will be pretty expensive for him to hit. Toolden takes wood here. That's kind of annoying because Toolden now can block the fence action space. Fence is only 1 point, but it does deny points to the rest of us. Reno fence, okay. So I should fence as well. And then what are my remaining two actions? Taking animals and taking vegetable, hopefully. Should I leave myself a 2-point plow action? I would be giving up 2 points to potentially gain 1 point versus a 1-point move somewhere else. Like, what would be a 1-point move? Taking clay would be a 1-point move to build the cooking hearth. Yeah. So just fence 10. Yeah, too bad I wasn't able to take wood for 2 points. But it's only 2 points, so it's not like it's a huge amount. Why did Mine and Poppin go for the vegetables so aggressively? Did he first pick Pickler? No, he wouldn't have first picked Pickler. He first picked Mason. But what is going on there, I wonder? Mine and Poppin probably takes the cattle, which is too bad because I would like to take the cattle. But if he takes the cattle, I take vegetable for 2 points, so that's fine. Yeah, Tolden's got a pretty solid farm actually. Managed to hit 4 family members. Big drawback is his rooms and the fact that he's not hitting Scrounger. If you're on a 2-room house, you really need to hit global bonus points that you're allowed to do, and Scrounger is absolutely one that you should be hitting. So that's too bad. So I have a 3-point village fool. So yeah, take clay and then Reno cooking hearth. Looks fine. I didn't toss away any potential points here, did I? I don't think so. No. Well, not the nicest farm I've ever had, but it's going to score reasonably. 5 family members, 5-room stone house. That's 25 right there. Clay oven, stone oven, 30. Fireplace, Madonna statue, cooking hearth, 34. 3 points from fields, 37. Max grain, 41. Vegetable, 42. Boar, 43. Then I have 2 negatives, so 41. Plus village fool, 44. So is 44 my final score? I think I counted everything. Oh, pasture, 45. Yeah, I think 45 is my final score, which I don't know if that's enough to win. Not sure if Toolden's got 45 beat or not. Mine and Poppin, his score is pretty similar to mine. We've got a similar number of improvement points. We've both got some negatives. We're both going to end with 5 family members. He's got Scrounger versus Village Fool. I guess taking a boar is a point. Same with taking clay. So I have a bunch of 1-point moves here. Take clay and then Reno cooking hearth. So I have whatever I score plus 3, so it looks like I tie with Toolden. Is that right? Yeah, 45. So the question is that enough? Is 45 enough for us to tie for the win? Or are we getting beat by other players? Thatcher hits 44. Really tight game. And then let's see what mine and Poppin is at. Probably a little short of that. Yeah. Mine and Poppin ends with 35. That doesn't seem like it could be right because of Scrounger. So it looks like we tie with Toolden. Yeah, I mean, we had a couple things go well for us that game. First of all, we drafted Field Watchman, and we got Field Watchman, which was the best card in the pile, best card in the game for a huge. It was really huge. Yeah, so Field Watchman was the best card in the pile by in the game by quite a bit. Thatcher saying Ox were not great for Scholar. No, yeah. So like I don't know if it was worth it for Thatcher to push the Scholar that hard. I mean, he was only 1 point away from winning, but him playing the Scholar meant he wasn't pressuring the family growth queue, which meant that I got to grow 2 rounds in a row and then also go up to the 5th room, and I don't win if I don't hit the 5th room. Like, I guess we'll take a quick look at the draft. Yeah. So Toolden and I tied. 339, a 325. So Field Watchman, obvious pick. Second pick was Cooking Instructor, Power 0. .0 power cooking instructor. I could have taken something that might have been useful. Although this pile was actually not useful for me at all. I didn't want any of these cards. Animal Buyer maybe, but with Animal Buyer I would have had to get a bake action in round 14 in order for that to be worthwhile. Minor Puppet says, he gave you the win. Content seems dry on YouTube with you losing most of the time. Yeah, I could have taken something else. Like, I could have maybe taken Manufacturer, and then even if I only use it to build the joinery at the end, I don't know, maybe that's worth something. Then we take Crop Rotator, which we don't play. Yeah, and then we take Village Fool, which Village Fool is great. I wonder where Old Hiker ended up. I would think Thatcher must have taken it, because Old Hiker to get a stone is pretty solid with early stone reno strategies. Didn't want Wheelbarrow Pusher with Field Watchman. Organized Handyman. I ended up doing lots of family growth actions, but really I'm looking at my cards thinking they're bad, and okay, let's toss Village School. Stonebreaker here. Like, yeah, just a lot of these cards don't fit into a Field Watchman game is the big thing. Storehouse Minder ended up performing reasonably well, and Clay Plaster was solid. So first pick Piggy Bank here. So Twibble and Twivel got all the way to mine and pop in. So yeah, that was a pretty solid sign that the other two were not going to build wood rooms. Then Grain Cart here. Grain Cart is excellent with Field Watchman. Just gives you access to so much food. Makes your baking actions really good. I took Brushwood Roof here. Okay, I guess. I mean, I threw it away. Sometimes with Field Watchman, you just want a 3-wood field, 3-wood field, 3-wood grain, 3-wood grain, 3-wood grain. So then Brushwood Roof can be pretty solid. Yeah, these 3 cards all were not going to be useful, so I took Supply Exchange and it worked out fine. Madonna's statue was good. Yep, that was good. Yeah, this is just there were a lot of cards with pretty situational use, and it just so happened that I didn't have the situation that they were useful. Like me, there was nothing that was going to turn me away from playing Field Watchman in a Field Watchman game. So, all right, that's going to be all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. I will stream tomorrow, and also look forward. I'm gonna do. Chris has announced we're gonna do a playtest G4 tournament on the site. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record. I don't know if any of you guys, like, if you follow Dota or if you follow Magic the Gathering. Whenever you get like a big kind of info dump for the developer, I always enjoy the reaction videos where people respond to them, like Purge or Suns Fan reading through all the patch logs and saying, you know, here's what I think is good, here's what I don't like, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to kind of go through all the J4 cards that were announced and do something similar. And it's the same thing with Magic, although with Magic you're talking more about the power of the cards, and I'm not doing that so much. I'm more just thinking like, okay, what's the situation I want to play this card in, and how often is it going to be worth playing versus not playing? Because very often it's worth just not playing Occupations, for example. It's better for you just to take whatever it gives you. Anything else that I want to say? I don't think so. So yeah, I'll stream tomorrow, and once I've recorded all of that, I'll put it up on YouTube, probably on Wednesday and Friday, because I don't normally stream on those days, so that'll be the content that I put up on those days. So I'll try to do some more of that. If you like that kind of content and you know, let me know what you want to see out of it, you can comment on this and tell me, or send me a message or whatever. You guys can also like message me on Discord or whatever if you ever want to, ever have questions. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Bye.